Hey guys, this is Tony with Southern Style. I'm working on the big blue lunchbox. Trying to run some wiring. Shh, don't tell nobody. I'm not running in that conduit stuff. I'm just running some regular house wiring. I've got, they do this stuff on these trailers. They don't think about, the practicality of running one. And what happens is they've got it set up, which they have a hot water heater right here, and the pump for the water. The tank is all right here. And what they did is they set it where you plug the hot water heater up and you plug the pump up in the same outlet. It's a 20 amp outlet, but it was a GFI, and as soon as you plug it up, it tripped. So I checked it, the plug was bad, so I had to replace the plug. Well, if I'm not there running this thing, and you take it, and I send somebody, my daughter and a friend, or my wife and my daughter, somebody else out to run it, well, they're not going to come out here and want to sit out here and plug this stuff up to get it to run. So what I do with mine, and I've got my other one set up the same way, the donut trailer, I like to put them on light switches. So I come inside, you walk in, I put a light switch. It's going to be the pump, it's going to be a hot water heater. And then this one here is cool. I'm getting ready to put another water system in because I've got a sweet tea, Southern Style sweet tea. And then you see back behind that right there, that's an ice machine. So I'm going to plumb in another water system, and I'm going to plumb it in. I'm going to set up just for that. On a food trailer, your sanitary system, that means your sinks, they have to have their own water system, water and waste. So if you want to use water for something like that, like an ice machine or whatever, you actually have to have a separate water system on them so that it's sanitary. You don't want to have that, they want you to make sure you have enough water to wash everything, because that's what they're after. So what I do is, like on the donut trailer, I've got a cappuccino machine in there, and it's got a 16-gallon water tank with water filter and its own pump and everything. It's its own setup. You flip a switch, it all kicks on and runs. I'm going to do the same thing in this one with the sweet tea and the ice. I'm going to set it up over in the corner. You'll be able to come in here. You'll be able to flip this switch. Bam. That sucker will kick on. The water pump will pump water. Be ready to go. And then I'm going to set the sweet tea machine up on top there. And then it'll actually have an on and off switch. It'll plug in right up there where that plug-in is right there. And then you just flip it on when you're making tea. But you want the ice machine to come on with the water pump, But I've got to order all that stuff. I was just putting these plug-ins in. I don't think I've walked y'all around the inside of this yet. So I'm going to give you a kind of a sneak peek at it. I'm working on it, obviously. But, I mean, it's the real deal. You talk about people having these, these mobile kitchens. Well, this thing here, I mean, it's only 16.5 foot. It has very little prep room, but it's got full-size refrigerator and a freezer, full-size freezer, and check it out. Let's see what it's at. That's at -3, and that's at 33, 34. So you can adjustable on that. My wife's got the this thing. It's your proofer, I think. You use it to keep, like, if we was doing like events and stuff, we fried a bunch of chicken, you just put on them trays and have it in there. It's got your heat lamp. I think that's the junkiest one I've ever seen, but it's got it. 2 50-pound fryers, small flat top, and a 2-burner stove. Got my fire suppression and everything in here. So, but it don't have a lot of prep room, like like a lot of them you come into, and they'll have one refrigerator and a deep freeze so they can have it for prep space. It don't. Now it does have this prep table, your little refrigerator to make sandwiches or whatever. When you was in grade school, I think it looked like it had chocolate milk in it, And then it got a steam well in it. That's gas. I mean, it's a nice one. It really is. This is the big blue lunchbox. I like the stainless steel stuff. I'm all about it. You get these with the stainless steel, and it cleans good. It looks good. When you roll up these events, you don't even, no one questions you. The health department comes in here, they walk in here, and it'll all be shiny, and they'll be like, "Oh, y'all are good. We'll see you later." You get in these other ones where they got like Formica countertops, and it's all wood, and it's grimy. Man, they'll eat them alive. They'll go through every little detail on. But on a truck like this, that's the way my donut trailer is. It's like this, and you go in there, and I pull into places, and we get to running. And I've had health department people, really cool, just walk up and be like, "Hey, Tony, how's it going?" We're like, "We're rolling." They'll be like, "All right, let me have your ServSafe number off there," and I'll read it to them, and All right, we'll see you later. They know we're working. They just let it go. But they're really cool about it. If you got a good one, you know, if you're gonna get in this business, it needs to look like this. It needs to be a real kitchen. And this one is. This is a monster. Like I said, I got my fire suppression. I got, you know, all the stuff. But right now, I'm gonna try to get this other water system going. This is the trailer that I put the video on where I fixed that right there. That's the sewer. I fixed that sewer with the license plate. But yeah, you can see it right there. That's the one I done all that on. Let me go around here real quick. It's got a big water system in here anyways, but you can see where I'm coming out of them back up in there. I put those 3 little boxes in, and that wiring right there is what they had it plugged into. I'm going to put a box in there and close that in, and then I'll put 2 plug-ins there off you know, wired in with that. This will be plugged into, and the other one that'll be plugged into. And then I'm going to run one of those over, because I'm going to put a big water tank right here with a pump and a filter. Oh, sorry. Or over here, I'm going to put a water tank with a pump on the wall and a filter. And then I've got a plummet around that corner back in there. So it'll be for that, you know, the sweet tea machine. But this is a 100 amp service. You don't ever go anywhere where you get 100 amp. You only got over 50. But it's set up for 100 if you had it. Like right now, it's plugged up to 50 amp here at the house. But, you know, kind of is what it is. I don't know if I showed you where we took the awning off. We bought this trailer. It had an awning that the guy just beat all to pieces trying to get out his driveway. I'm sure that's where he done it. We took it off. It was up here on the top, and we took it off, and he'd done a little bit of damage to it. I'll show it to you. I gotta go get a couple pieces of aluminum and fix it, but you can see right on up in there on that one. He just crushed that awning right through the siding of the trailer. But and he bent it up down here on the bottom, as you can see right there. You can see it's bent a little bit, but all in all, it's just wear and tear. People do that. They don't think about it when they're, you know, the amount of money you spend for one of these things. It's crazy money, and if you can't handle them, then you shouldn't have it, you know. So I tell people all the time, it's a lot. Just like I put a little short video a while ago, and I'll walk you over here and show you. I bought that donut trailer, went way up in Indiana and got it. And when I bought it, it had a bent axle. And I brought it home, and I'm a handy guy. So here's the axle. I'm gonna show it to you over here. It was bent. So I took, and somebody had already put this piece of, if you look at this piece of channel right here, angle iron, they had already done that. I mean, it's got good bearings on it, but then I put that piece of square pipe on there, trying to make it last. And I got a little bit better, but it just wore. I mean, wore them tires out. And so I took them, and you know, a tire. If you get a tire and it's wore real bad, like out of alignment wore, and it's been rolling, say it rolls this direction, right? Well, you can take that, and if it's wear on the outside, you can flip that tire around on the rim, and then you have good tread on the outside. But you can't put it back on that because it was rolling this direction, so you have to put it on the other side of the car to keep it rolling the same direction. Because a lot of times, like if this tire is always rolled like this, you know, because if it's on this side, it would roll like this, right? Going forward on this side. Now, if it was turned around put on the other side, it would be rolling this way. I know that sounds weird, and so if it wore this side out and you took it, you popped it off the rim, flipped the tire up, put it back on the rim here, well, then that would turn the tire around in reverse. And if it did, a lot of times the tire will come apart because it was wore, you know, it was pushed funny, and it'll cause it to delaminate inside and blow out. So what I did is I took the ones I had and I flipped them, and then reversed the sides, and they was wearing on the inside. So when I flipped them, you know, they started out right here. This is wore slick off when I got it. So I flipped them over and started wearing this side on them, and I got a whole year out of them. And I'm going to show them to you. They are toasted. I mean, they're wore plumb off. I mean, one of them is so slick. I can't believe it. We had an event weekend before last, and I took I think I done a short video on that. But look at that tire. I mean, just look at it. It's gone. I mean, it's just slick, like somebody shaved the tread off of it. Both of them like that. But we pulled it over, you know, and we made it through the event, and then we came home with it, and I called. I got got a local tire shop. He ordered me some new tires, and he was like, "What do you want?" I said, "Well, you know, it's only got 2 tires on that trailer. It's not like it's rolling around with 4 of them, so put some good ones." So he ordered me some Carlisles. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the Carlisles do. But I'm gonna flip this light on, see if y'all can watch a little bit of this. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get this wired up tonight, or at least get started on. I've been going all day. It's Sunday. I've been going for, well, we got up this morning, went to church, and then after I left church, we ain't stopped. We just, you know, just keep on keeping on. You know, I've done some work with the tractor and my daughter's car. She got it here, and the brake caliper had seized up, so we tear all that apart and rebuild it this morning. And it's just one thing after another. Been like that all day. But you can kind of see how I'm going to do it. You know, they say in these trailers you're not supposed to use this wire. But if somebody was to put the other wire in right, I'd say, sure, I wouldn't use that wire. But look up in there. That's got the shielding on it. They cut it so far back up in there, well, it ain't worth saying it's on there. You know? Better off with this wire. So I'm going to run this stuff, you know, just loop it over there, hook it up, give me a couple plug-ins in, and call it good, you know. Maybe it'll put y'all up here and show you put a plug-in in, but I don't think it's worth it. Just tell you what I want to do, and then I'll bring you back in later on when I get the plug-in in and show you it working, I guess, after I got it all done. But I just wanted to show you this. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it's the way to do it if you're doing a food truck. Because if you don't, you're going to end up having, you know, your people's not going to know how to flip all this stuff on. You want them to be able to come out here, hit it, and make it work, you know. But and if you don't have it that way, then you're sitting duck when it comes to getting stuff, you know, finished. So, and that's not what I meant. But I mean, like, these people go out here and they'll work, and they won't be able to take it and run the truck because they're constantly, you know, they'll get out there, and the wastewater people will show up, and they'll be like, "You ain't got no hot water," and your workers will be like, "I don't have nothing to do with that," you know. And you gotta have it right for them, and you gotta have it easy. Easier the better. Now, what do you put on right? Everything's been like it on this truck. Not put on right half the time. But, all right, guys, I'm gonna get back at it. I just want to show it to you, and we'll see what we can do. I appreciate you watching.